I spent $375 for this one piece of paper. Hi everyone, my name is Rika and thank you so much for stopping by my channel again. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about applying for your police report or your police record from your home country while you are still in Canada. I am from Jamaica, so this is going to reflect my experience of applying for my police report from Jamaica while I am still in Canada. I think for a lot of other countries, the process is fairly similar. So if you are from other countries, feel free to watch this video as well. But let's get into it. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, subscribe, and let's get on with it. So if you are in Canada and you need your police report from your home country, and maybe I should clear this up before I even get any further in the video, I needed this police report for the purpose of permanent residence. I was invited to apply for permanent residence in Canada, and they require a police report as one of the mandatory documents. So that reflects that highlights why I would need to apply for a police report. All right, so with applying for the police report, there are two options that you can do if you are still in Canada and you need it from Jamaica. You can use a representative to bring the documents to the division that deals with these things, or you can submit them by mail and sending all your documents straight to the police division that handles them. I think it's technical services or something. I'll get into it further in the video. So you can send all of them there with your payment information, everything, and it handles itself from there. So I'm just going to go into more details about both these options and just some of the costs associated that aren't necessarily listed on the Canadian or the Jamaican website, that gives you a better idea of how much you can be expected to spend with this and what the timeline is in order to get all of these things together, and I guess some mistakes that I would have made that this video will help you not make those mistakes as well. So before embarking on any process, the first thing that I would recommend anybody to do is to Google, and that's the first thing that I did. So I went ahead and I Googled how to apply for a police certificate in Canada from your home country, and they just kind of gave me all of the information that I would need in order to get said police report. So I am going to first go on the Canadian government website and just let you know what they say that you should do. So how to apply? Do you live in Jamaica now? I selected no, and they just let me know all of the information. So if you're doing it by mail, which I mentioned earlier, you would complete an application for police record. They give you that PDF. I filled out that PDF. This is just applying by mail. You're not using a representative. So I completed that PDF. I also got that PDF notarized because they didn't say that you have to get it notarized, but I just wanted to be on the safe side. And I believe to get this piece of paper notarized cost me $40. So we're just kind of going along with the cost already. Cover letter indicating why you need a police certificate, and you should indicate it is for immigration purposes. I also got that notarized, and that was $40. 2 recent passport size photos must not be certified or embossed. That was, I think, at $10 or $12 at Costco's. A copy of the front bio page of your passport must be certified. This cost me $60 to certify at my local notary. So when you go on the Jamaican consulate website, they do indicate that you can obtain getting this certified by the Jamaican consulate at a cost of $20. So it would have been cheaper if I went there. However, it's a little further from me, as well as you have to make an appointment, and sometimes the days clash with your work day, so you'd have to also ask for time off, and I don't know, it's further from me. It clashes with my time to go to work, so I just pay the $60 and get it notarized and get it certified at my local notary. So that worked for me, even though I didn't want to pay that $60, but that is what it is. A complete set of fingerprints. They are to be signed and stamped by the police or reputable agency of your country of residence. So on the Jamaican consulate website, they do list the places that you can go in order to get your fingerprints done and certified, and that should be fine to submit. And a receipt for payment for the applicable fees. It says an international money order or bank draft for the equivalent of the respective fees in Jamaican dollars should be made payable to the Ministry of National Security. So again, this is for if you're not using a representative and you're doing everything from Canada and you're just submitting it. So they need to know that you have their money paid. And The 1-day service, as far as I know, is not available right now. So the next best thing, if you want it in a quick time frame, is the 5 working days or 5 business day service, which is 6,000 Jamaican dollars. A prepaid return courier airway bill, dyslexia. So yeah, once they have the report, I don't think they want to keep it hanging around. They're going to want to send it back to you. So you would need to send an envelope that has the prepaid airway bill so that they know, just put in this document and it was sent back to the person who requested it. So just keep that in mind, that also it's gonna cost you some money. If you're using a representative, which is the way that I chose to do it, I completed the police application for certificate record, and as I mentioned, I got that notarized. A cover letter indicating why you need the police certificate, that was also notarized. The recent passport size photos and a copy of the bio page front of your passport, that was also certified. The fingerprint, so I went and I did, it's similar to when you're doing a police report in Jamaica. They just do the same type of fingerprint stuff. You do need to come with appropriate identification when going to the place to do your fingerprint. So your passport, I think you have to bring your passport. I'm not sure. Call ahead. But I brought my passport and my driver's license from Jamaica and they were perfectly fine with that. I think you need 2 pieces of ID though. And that cost me $70. They also, the one that I went to had an option if you wanted a copy of it, just in case anything happened to the original. You could pay $5 extra and get a copy. So I just paid $75 for both of them. Receipt of payment of applicable fees, and that was done, when I was doing it, that was done in Jamaica because I already had a TRN, so it could be made at any tax office, as they would call it, but I think it's called Inland Revenue Services Office or something. And a letter indicating that you are authorizing them to submit an application on your behalf and their identification. So I sent a letter to authorize, for example, John Brown to go ahead and drop off these documents on my behalf and collect said the results of said documents. So you have to be very specific and you have to give them. I also got that notarized for $40. So the notary person, them eat a food off me the night there because I just did everything there with him. And the paying of applicable fees, oh here we go. Payment must be made at any Inland Revenue Department, tax office island-wide. If you don't have a tax registration number, TRN, payments must be made at the Jamaica Constabulary Force Finance branch and they give you the address for that. If you are paying the applicable fees from outside Jamaica, an international money order or bank draft for the equivalent of the respective fees in Jamaican dollars should be made payable to the Ministry of National Security. And this is on the Canada website, and they also just give you the contact details of, you know, the things that you will, the places you would need to contact to make your application go smoother should you use this. So when you go over to the Jamaican website, and I believe it's the Jamaican Consulate for Canada, but I see here Toronto, so maybe they are split up into different places. I don't know. So here they say that the certified copy of the passport data page can be obtained at the Jamaica Consulate General for a fee of $20. Now, when I read this, I interpreted as this is the only place I can get my passport certified. So I waited a long time because I was trying to, I guess, align work and their appointment situation. I also booked an appointment for there. I didn't realize it was going to be a holiday here, and they accepted the appointment, and then I could think a couple days before the appointment, they emailed me and let me know that this is a national holiday here, so we're not able to process the application on that day. So they were not able to process the application on that day. So after that, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to do it through a notary. That should be fine. And thank God it was fine, because if it wasn't, that would have been rough. Oh, something I didn't mention earlier. So I did all of this from up here, but I would have to send it down to Jamaica. And that cost me, I believe, $90 at FedEx. Because I was working with a tight timeline. And yeah, I used overnight shipping. So it was there within, I think, the next day. I did it like in the night. So the overnight would have really started from the next day. So say I went there Monday night, the overnight would have, I think, really started from Tuesday. So I think the person would have got it like Wednesday or something like that. So you can use, what's that called? National Post or Postal, like I haven't gotten a package in forever, so I don't even remember. Canada Post, yes. So you can use Canada Post, it's way cheaper. I think it's like $40. But the thing was that I sent a package to Florida, and it took like a month to get there through Canada Post. But that was closer to when COVID had just started. So my faith in Canada Post was like non-existent at this point. I was just like, I'm not sending this through Canada Post, and then it takes like a whole month because I don't have a month to wait. So I just spent the $90 and went ahead and submitted it through FedEx. But I have a friend who uses Canada Post, and it was fine. Like, you can use Canada Post, it's okay. And it was there. I didn't think it took that long. Like, I should have saved that extra money. This process cost me way too much. They also let you know that you need a certified letter of authorization must be provided to the individual. So that's why I certified my my letter authorizing the person who was going to collect the report for me and who was also going to submit the documents for me, because they said it here. And that's why I just certified everything, because I'm like, I don't want anything to get there and then it comes back to me and say, oh, well, it was a certified, and then I have to do this all over again, pay more money, and send one dege piece of paper for $90, because that was just not happening, Captain. So when it was submitted, I don't even remember the dates, but I know that it took the 5 working days and there was no issues. The person went, she submitted all the documents to them. She did not need an appointment. So because of COVID, when you're just going to do regular police reports or police background checks in Jamaica, you do need to make an appointment. It's usually really full, because when I used to go there, it was always like really full. So you do need to make an appointment in order to do that. But if you have all the documents and the person doesn't need to be fingerprinted and all that stuff there, then you don't need an appointment to just drop off the documents and show them your letter and your ID. You also need to well, in my letter, I indicated the ID the person would be using and the number, like say John Brown is going there to collect or to drop off my documents. He will be carrying a national ID with national ID number XYZ123. So I was very specific with it, just so that I didn't want any problems. I didn't want them to tell me that something was wrong and it could not be submitted. So I just tried to cover all of my bases in that regard. So yeah, she went there, she dropped them off, and then she was told when she could come back, and she came back during that time and it was collected. So it did work for the 5 days, and that was literally it. I felt like there was a lot of anxiety on my end because I didn't know anybody personally who had done this, and because of that, I felt like, oh, there could be so many things that go wrong in this process, and I just really don't want them to send it back and not accept the documents that I'm giving to them. But really, it went a lot smoother than I expected, and I am happy for that. So yeah, that's just literally it. So you just need, if you are sending it by mail, you need to ensure that you pay the bank draft, and that is depending on the timeline that you want it back. So if you're not strapped for time and you can wait the 21 days, which is what the regular service is, that is only $3,000. So if you're not strapped for time, then you can just send it and wait the 21 days, pay the $3,000. But if you are strapped for time and you want it back within that 5 business days, which seems to be the quickest option available these days, you need to have your $6,000 indicated and paid and submitted in the envelope for that. You need the letter indicating why you need these documents. You need to complete the application form, your passport size photos, copy of your passport biodata page, and that needs to be certified. You also need the airway return bill. So if I paid $90 to have mine sent, I would assume that you need to pay $90 prepaid to have it returned to you if you are using FedEx. If you're using Canada Post, it's probably cheaper. Also, with my results, I just had it scanned and sent to me, and that seemed to be acceptable. So just to be on the safe side, it would make sense for you to get the physical documents sent back to you, just so that you can have it if anything happens and you need it. Yeah, so that is something to think about as well. So overall, I think even for that night, I spent maybe like $160, $180 to get all the documents certified. Let me add it up. Spent $140 getting documents notarized. I spent $90 to get it FedExed to Jamaica. I spent $75 to get my fingerprints done, $10 for my passport size photos, and I also had to pay for the 5-day service. So that was, let's just put 60 Canadian dollars. So I spent $375 to get the documents I need to send to Jamaica for my police certificate for PR. Yeah. So and that's just one aspect. There are other things that you will need. I could do a video just talking about gathering the documents and the type of documents that you would need. I feel like the other ones are a lot less stressful because a lot of them can be obtained here and there's a lot of information online. So I feel like this was the most stressful one for me. Everything else was kind of a little less stressy. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who you think this information could be very useful to. And I will see you in my next video.